Hello, hello. We are live. Welcome to today's workshop and Q&A of the upcoming 28-day Eat Like a Vegan Chef challenge. Welcome to today's workshop and Q&A. Okay, so we are actually live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So if you don't mind introducing yourself, with your name and where you're from, so we all know you're there. It's nice to see names and that you have joined. Thank you so much. So in today's Q&A and workshop, we are talking about the 28-day Eat Like a Vegan Chef challenge. I have a great program today. We are going to talk about meal plans, shopping list, some recipes. We are going to talk about some great specials I have today for everyone who wants to join the challenge, everyone who wants to join as a member. I have some really, really great bonuses for you. So we have a great program today. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Kimberly. New Jersey's in the house. Great. Okay, let's wait until a few more people come in. Hi, Beth. Michigan. Ooh, it's cold there, right? I know we get to see the storm probably in the next 2 days. Hi, Shanet. Hi, Regino. How are you doing? Hi, Pamela. Hi, Linda. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Erica. Wonderful. Everyone is coming in. Wonderful. Okay, and on Instagram we have Douglas. We have Hillary. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to today's workshop and Q&A of the upcoming Eat Like a Vegan Chef challenge. So just to give you a little bit idea what the challenge is about, it is really you get to see what I do all year round. The challenge every year, or let's say every 3 months, I'm opening up Eat Like a Vegan Chef with a challenge. So you get to see what I do and what all the members are receiving from me, so to speak. So you get an idea what this challenge is all about. Okay, so every week I'm releasing a meal planner. I'm releasing a shopping list, the corresponding shopping list, and the recipe for that week. So you get to see everything in one spot, and it's all in a library. So that's what I do all year round, and especially for the challenge, the emphasis is on detox and weight loss. And of course, to me, it's very, very important that you get the most out of it in terms of living a healthy lifestyle. That's very important to me. Okay, we have a few more. Joanne, Carly, Judy, Brenda, Linda, Louise, welcome, welcome. Shirley. Okay, great. So I guess most of you have seen the last workshop, but whoever didn't, who of you has a New Year's resolution? Say yes or no. Okay, let's see. Let's wait until everyone is answering. Yes, Kimberly is saying yes. Wonderful. Jeanette is saying yes. Excellent. Very good. Very good. So basically, this challenge is your opportunity to start the year strong. Um, yes, Chuck is saying yes, chef. Excellent. Excellent. And I must say, quite a few people I see here already have taken advantage and have joined the challenge. Um, so I'm just reading a comment here. Carly said, I didn't see the last workshop, but my husband and I have decided to eat more vegan. We're eating mostly vegetarian. Okay, great, great. I see some great goals here. 10 pounds in January. Anjana, yes, to lose 15 pounds. That's great. Awesome, awesome. That's great. Um, okay, so very important to me that you get the most out of this challenge, and anyone who have already joined, you some of you have scheduled, or quite a few of you have scheduled a 15-minute session with me, which I'm going to extend today as well. So anyone who's joining the challenge gets 15-minute free coaching, free 15-minute coaching call with me. And I think that gives you a little head start, because I give so much information away in the challenge that sometimes it could be a little bit overwhelming. So from that point of view, if I have 15 minutes with you, I can explain to you where you have to go, how to navigate in the library, and what you can expect during the challenge. Okay. So is anyone here who hasn't joined the challenge yet? Meaning, if there's anyone who hasn't joined, just give me a no, and I can give you more information about the challenge. Okay, so I see most of you have already joined, and that's great. Excellent. I just want to make sure that if there's some people who haven't joined yet, I can give you some great information. Jeanette is saying she would like to lose 15 to 20 pounds in January. I think you can do that. I definitely believe that you can lose 15 pounds in 1 month. You can definitely do that. There's another question. If we already lifetime, do we need to join and do anything? No, you don't. You are in, absolutely. If you don't have access to the challenge, let me know, and I will give you access to it if you're a member. So that's, sometimes some of you have joined very early on. So depending when you joined, I have to adjust it in the system. Okay. Okay. You XUX would like to know where to start. I actually put a link on YouTube. Just look on the bottom of my text. There's a link. You can go through this. It's eatlikeaveganchef.com / the 28-day challenge. But the link is right there. You click on it, and it brings you to the challenge group, to the challenge page. And from there, you can read about it and you can sign up. The challenge is $29. It's for 4 weeks, for 4 meal planners, 4 shopping lists, all the recipes, at least 2 live streams with me, plus 2 cooking sessions with me. So this is not a self-guided program. This is a guided program, so to speak. I guide you through the challenge. So you're literally getting a program worth hundreds of dollars for $29. That this is unheard of, if I may say so. So there's plenty of programs out there where you pay $250, $350 for entire month. But with me, you get me as a coach, so to speak. Okay, great, excellent. So if there's any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And Stacey, I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce you, Stacey. I'm so sorry. Stacey is helping me today, as usual. Stacey is awesome and helps me with, all those little things which I miss here. Lifesaver. Yes. Chuck. Yeah, that's great. Okay, good. I see people are still coming in, which is great. Okay, so you, Stacey, you see all the questions here. Where do I get to see the meal plan and stuff?
I'm already working on messaging her.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Excellent. Okay, good. I think what else? Okay, what I would like to emphasize is anyone who has joined as a challenger, I know that you are basically seeing what we're doing all year round. If you decide you would like to join the membership as an annual member, for instance, I will discount you the challenge. So basically, the $29 I discount you from the annual membership price, so you don't have to pay again. Okay, that is my gift to you if you decide to join as an annual member, because you get so many more benefits as an annual member. You get a lot more information. Right now, you only have access to a few modules in the membership, but as an annual member, you do get a lot more information. And if you join as an annual member, I give you 2 30-minute free coaching sessions. That alone pays for almost the entire membership. So 2 30-minute free coaching sessions with me, and you can schedule them at any time in the year. I had already a few coaching sessions with some of the challengers, which was 15 minutes. Again, I give 15 minutes away for everyone who's joining today for the challenge. Beside that, anyone who's joining the membership also has access to our group coaching package. I know it may be a little bit, it's a lot of information, but the year is really going fast, and joining the coaching package is, to me, is priceless. And I have a few members. I will let them talk what the coaching is all about. And Stacey is one of them. She has joined the coaching. And but how do you like it, Stacey?
Coaching is literally my favorite time of the week. Everybody has probably heard me say that a million times. Not only have I lost weight, gotten healthier, feel so much better, gotten out of my rut, but I've made a lot of friends, and coaching has really solidified those friendships. I'm chatting with those ladies, all week long, multiple times a day. We really care about each other. We've really become a family. And Chef, I can't say enough about Chef. He is beyond knowledgeable, beyond amazing, the biggest heart. Coaching is just the best time of my week. Join, definitely join. Get in before you can't.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving away 50% off of the coaching. So it's 10 coaching sessions. The regular price is $397. Members get off 50%, so it comes down to $200, less than $200. That is barely $20 per coaching session, so to speak. And it's usually an hour. And Stacey, it's usually never an hour, no?
3 is typical for us. Never an hour. I think our longest was like 3.5 or something like that.
Yeah. So I don't look at the minutes, and it really I have to say I really got to enjoy the all the members come together, and I have a topic usually, and then we talk about all little things, and it's really a private group. It's no more than 10 people, because I don't want, more than 10 people, you cannot see anyone on the screen. So from that point of view, I want to keep it as private as possible. Yeah, and it will the coaching session is aligned with the challenge. So basically, the coaching starts on January 9th, and it goes every week for 10 weeks. And so I guide you basically for the first 2 months into the year. And I'm almost certain that once you finish this, you're good to go when it comes to cooking, knowledge about certain foods. So I think you will gain quite a bit out of it. Okay, so I think, oh, Kimberly, that's so nice, your comment. Very nice. Thank you.
Chef, just look at Jody's question, because just from a nutritional standpoint, I'd like you to answer it also.
Yeah, of course. This one here.
Jody's, yeah.
When I did the week-long challenge, I found the recipes to be so much food that I could not prepare them all. So would just eat leftovers until gone and then make another recipe. I always felt behind and never got all of them. Is it okay nutritionally to approach this way? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a very good question. You see here, we have a lot of couples and family members, like Stacey. You have to feed a whole family. Then we have couples who eat with 2 people, and then we have singles. So it's sometimes very difficult to judge the recipes. And some of the recipes, for instance, if they're made with beans, and let's say they're made with 1 bean and 1 corn or whatever, it's really difficult to make it into 1 portion. So that's why I make it 2-3 portions. And you can eat, me, for instance, I eat on 1 meal 3-4 times a week, and I enjoy my food so much that I don't get bored of it. It's just I cook, let's say on a Sunday, I cook, for instance, I cook dal, I cook eggplant, and I cook white rice or brown rice, for instance, and then I'll eat on it for as long as I have to, and then I'll cook another meal. So you don't necessarily have to cook 2-3 meals at the same time if you cannot finish them. So just cook 1 meal, and then maybe Tuesday or Wednesday you cook another meal. It's really only for the people who have many family members. That's required to cook 2 or 3 meals on that day, so you have enough. Like, for instance, when my sons are here, they, both of them weigh 240 pounds. They're strong, and they eat my hair from the head. They eat. So I really have to prepare a lot of food for them. And what I cook usually for me and my wife for 4 days, that food is gone in 2 days. So it's all, it's different. Everyone is different. But from the nutritional point of view, as long as you have 1/3 of starchy vegetable, 1/3 of non-starchy vegetables, and 1/3 of green leafy vegetables, as long as you incorporate this in your daily regimen, you're good to go. Okay? So that's what I'm always trying to tell, that as long as you get all your nutrients in your food, again, the meal planner is designed in such a way that you eat certain foods at certain times. This is very important. So for breakfast, for instance, we have our green leafy vegetables, and we get into this. Um, for all those who have already joined the challenge, you saw it on the meal planner, what we have for breakfast. And this is very, very important because it will accelerate weight loss. And I will explain this on Sunday's batch cooking. So you're not going to be alone. You will always, I will always guide you through the cooking process. And I will guide you through the cooking techniques. I'll let you know why I cook certain things and at what times. So that's very important. Um, okay. So from the nutritional point of view, you're good to go, and as long as you take your vitamin B12 and maybe some vitamin D, you should be good to go. Okay. For instance, Dr. McDougall, he eats one dish all week long. 1 week. That's sweet potatoes, that's green leafy vegetables, and maybe some legume all week. He said he can eat one meal all week long and he's just fine. So from that, and I never had an issue by eating one meal for 2 3 days. I feel great, and as long as you have your breakfast and your dinner, you should be good. Okay, so I think we can bring in our guests. So we have some members here who actually have done the challenge, a few challenges with us before, and I will bring them in now. Valerie, you're live.
Yes.
Valerie is one of our first members, right? You have joined us very early on, right?
Yes. The beginning.
Yes. Then we have Pamela. Pamela, you are live.
Hi. Yep.
Pamela is also one of, she's actually a founding member, right?
Close to the beginning.
Both? Okay, good, good. Then we have Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, everybody.
Jackie joined us in the 7-day challenge, right?
Yep.
As a member. And then Linda, who joined us from early in the beginning as a member. So, okay, let's start with maybe Pamela. Do you want to go first?
No.
I can ask Jackie.
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, my question is how was your experience in the challenge? I know you have done 2 challenges yet, right?
Yes, I did better on the first one. I lost from 222 to 209, and I gained a few back. But pretty much staying on track. What was your question again?
Yeah, no.
That's
How was your experience in the challenge? How did you like it?
I loved it. I loved cooking with you. Although in my mind I'm going, slow down. What was that? What did you say? So but that's just me. I loved cooking with you. I loved what I'm learning about the different spices. I don't know how many of you in the group or watching are from the South. I'm from South Carolina, so I thought I was experienced in all different foods, but as far as cooking, it was a big difference for me, with the different spices. But I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to modify. I cook for just myself, so I'm trying to modify the dishes down. So I, am not like, Jody in a way. I'm still trying to catch up, but I'm finding that I'm eating so much food and I'm losing weight. And so that's a big deal for me. It's a big deal. But in the beginning, Chef Frank, I want to say that I joined 2-part for me, but mostly to help some of my family members, because I saw your passion. I needed to learn, as I saw quicker, and I saw your passion and you're willing to help. And that impressed me. So that was probably I would say the best investment I've had.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
That is so nice of you. Thank you so much, Pamela. That's what I'm here for. Whenever I hear that one of the members, for instance, I think it was Anjana who went to the 7-day challenge. Her cholesterol was 249, and after 7 days, it dropped to 139 in 7 days. That was just absolutely incredible.
Oh, go
So
ahead.
pardon me?
Oh, I have a praise. I've always been borderline diabetic, 99, 99. Fasting was always 99. During this last challenge, well, I was exhibiting some headaches and stuff like that. And sometimes I couldn't tell if it was low blood pressure or what. So anyway, I went and got a meter and everything. I'm bouncing around 70 fasting now. So I haven't been to the doctor yet, but that's a good thing. So I'm not borderline anymore.
No.
I, bought a meter so I could test and try to figure out what was going on. But yeah, I'm bordering around 70 on fasting. So that's a good thing. That's a lot of points to go down. So
That's wonderful. Thank you for letting me know. That's great. So every time I hear a member has some positive effects on their health, I feel like a kid in a candy store. This is what I live for. This is, you know, this is what I want. And yeah, I can only tell you that I love what I'm doing, and I want to help people to live healthier lifestyle. That's what I'm doing it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've I have a lot of people telling me, why am I charging so little? I just the other day I spoke to a colleague. She's charging, and that's not made up. She charges $4,600 for 9 months. $4,600 for essentially the same program, but it's a keto program. But 4,000 is $250 a month, and I said no, I don't want to do that because I have members who cannot afford that. So it's basically only people who are well suited. They get to enjoy the benefits, but I want to give my knowledge to everyone, and that's why I'm doing this. It's I just like to help. Okay,
it
thank
shows.
you, thank you. Okay, Jackie, you're next.
Well, I joined the 7-day challenge, and I didn't really have a lot of expectations. I didn't know what to expect. I am no chef. I am no cook. And I thought, if nothing else, maybe I can pick up some cooking tips. And this has been absolutely the biggest life changer I have ever had in 58 years. The group is phenomenal. Everybody's patient. I would ask dumb questions because I'm not a cook, so I don't know how do I cut this? What do we do with the seeds? How do we do this? And I would private message chef and say, can you demonstrate how to cut an eggplant? I have no idea. And at my age, I'm embarrassed about it, but everybody is so nice, so accommodating. Chef's recipes are the best. I lost 8 pounds in 7 days, which is crazy. I've been on Weight Watchers. I've been on I've been on many, many diets. And the thing is, what Pamela said too is, I like to eat. I don't want to have 4 carrots and and my other thing is, I hate measuring. I hate documenting. And when we made chili, and I love chili, and that was one of the dishes in the 7-day challenge. And he said it made 4 portions, and I portioned it out, and it didn't even fit in like a regular sized bowl. I'm using a serving Fiestaware. I'm sitting there, and my husband's looking at me. And you're able to eat. You're able to eat, and in between, you can have fruit and veggies in between your meals. And I'm telling you, this is the way to go. this is the way to go. I got my membership. I will never go back. I have more energy. I'm starting to get my energy back. I'm noticing it in my, joints. I can move up and down the stairs better. I'm down 13 pounds already. It's the best.
That's great. Thank you, Jackie. That's so
You're
nice.
You're welcome.
Okay, Valerie, how was
Yeah.
your experience?
It's very good. When I saw it online, I was just really impressed with the idea of it. I already didn't eat much meat, and I'd already given up sugar. So then I've lost a total of 17 pounds. I hit my first goal of going below 200. I do love to cook, always have. So I do adjust the recipes for my taste. Some of the things I can't eat ginger. And so I do adjust the spice a lot. But I also have several books. From the China Study, I have their cookbooks, and I have Dr. Greger's cookbook, and I have the Dr. McDougall's cookbook. So I look at a lot of recipes, and I love soups at this time of year because it's cold. So I eat a lot of soup and do the recipes, but I find, like everyone else, it makes a lot. So I portion it and freeze part of it and do it that way. I just absolutely love this plan, and I don't miss meat at all. I hadn't eaten beef or pork in years and was slowly phasing out the rest. And so that was pretty easy for me. But this is the best plan I've ever been on. So I think you're great, and I think this whole program is great. The community is great. There's a lot of support.
Thank you. Thank you. You also had a review. Let me just see. I'm looking it up right now. You had an experience where it is. Oh no, is it? You had lost 8.6 pounds in 2 weeks, right? In your first challenge, and then I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you had a blood sugar of 160, and you cannot remember going below 160. And after the challenge, it was 91.
Yes, my sugar has done very well. Last February, I actually had a 9 point something A1C, and I gave up sugar for Lent and didn't realize just how much sugar was in everything. And the doctor wanted to put me on more meds, and I said no. I said I'm going to do this with diet. So it had been slowly dropping. I'd been having 200 sugars, and my A1C is down to a 6 now.
Excellent.
And my daily levels are normal.
Nice.
Yes, I'm hoping to get off all my meds.
That's great. Yeah. So the magic is in whole foods. That's where the magic is in. And I think in this challenge coming up in January, I think you can perfect it, and hopefully you can get off all meds. Again, I'm not a doctor. I cannot make any medical claims or so, but I'm a chef. I'm trying to teach you or coach you in good, healthy foods, and usually the meal plans, they just do the trick.
Yes. I did this once before several years ago, and I got off all of my meds and then kind of went back.
Yeah.
And I find the best thing for me is definitely not eating meat. But the sugar is definitely a bad thing to eat. So I'm glad that I'm no longer with that either.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Thank you so much, Valerie. That was very insightful. Linda, how was your experience? Linda is with us from the beginning. And how was your challenge or challenges? Can you hear me, Linda? Linda, can you hear me?
There's a message in the chat that says the audio isn't well for her. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. Linda, can you hear me? Yeah, we can get back to her. That's fine. Okay. I saw a question here from Chuck. If ginger is dried ginger,
Fresh.
are you talking about the powder? So no, it's not as good as fresh. Fresh, that's why I always say the magic is in whole, as in whole. So it's very important that you stay with as many whole foods as possible. We obviously you can use any spice you want. Ginger is one of them. You could use it dried, but you don't have the same health benefits, in my opinion. Fresh is better. What you can do is you can buy your ginger and freeze it. Once you freeze it, you're much better off using it. Every time you use it, you grate it, and that's the way to go. Okay, let me see if hi Linda, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear now.
Excellent. Yeah, Linda, how was your experience the first and second challenge? How did you
Hi,
like
Chef.
it? Hi,
Yeah,
Linda.
I can hear you now.
Great. How was your experience?
I've had a wonderful time with the challenges. I loved it. I love to eat. I love to cook.
How was your experience with?
I've gotten off of 2 of my medicines, and it's terrific. And I'm down 20 pounds now.
Wow.
Just following what you say to do. It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
There's no other way for people over 50 to lose weight so easily than with you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate it.
And so deliciously. I mean, the recipes I've taken to friends and my husband, and everybody loves them. Loves them.
Thank you. That's nice. Okay. Stacey, do we have any other questions here? What I need to answer?
What's the best way to freeze ginger?
Just put it whole in the freezer. Put it in a bag, wrap it nicely so it doesn't get freezer burnt, and then put it into in the freezer. And every time you need some, you take it out of the bag and you grate it. That's it.
Oh, grate it from frozen. Okay.
Yep. It's better this way because ginger doesn't last long, and the antioxidants and they're just losing their potency. B12, absolutely, surely. B12 is 100% necessary. So when you start the challenge, you need to get into a supplement of B12. That's for sure. Very important. I do take vitamin D as well because I'm not exposed to the sun too much. So that's a good thing too. Okay. Penny N is asking, is there a way to watch this early cooking lesson? Do you know?
I asked what cooking lesson. I wasn't sure what he was talking about.
Maybe the batch cooking.
Yeah, it's the only thing I'm thinking about. The one that you're talking about with the chili, that wasn't a cooking lesson. That was just one of the recipes.
Yeah.
that Jackie was talking about. When we do batch cooking, though, that will be recorded. Those are on Sundays, and those are always recorded in case you either missed it or want to just reference back to the video.
And if they're members, they can go back into the library and see the recipes.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. All the batch cookings are recorded and being placed in the library, so you can always refer to them. Yeah.
Yes, you can watch it later. It's going to be recorded and posted when we're done. I'm just going to start verbally answering things because you're answering and I'm typing. And
sorry. Okay.
B12 by itself, where just jumped. Where to go? B12 by itself or B complex? Deb is asking.
No, B12 on its own, because you have lots of B vitamins and beans.
And how much B12 do you suggest? Someone else.
500 to 1,000 milligram.
There you go.
Milligram? No, it's not milligram. It's micromilligrams.
I've got a question for you, Chef.
Yeah.
Not really a question. Can we talk about lemon water and explain lemon water?
Absolutely. Yeah.
People are asking now. Chuck is asking about the organic lemons, and that's all part of that. So
yes. Okay.
Go over that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's actually, I never put this into the recipes, but I should. The lemon water has a number of benefits, but also, so the way I do it is I buy organic lemons. Very important. You should not be doing this with regular lemons because they have too many pesticides. So you use organic lemons, wash them thoroughly, cut them in 8 little pieces, including all the seeds, everything, the skin, everything. Put them in a blender with a little bit of water. Lately, I've been adding turmeric to it. So you can add a little bit of either fresh turmeric or powdered turmeric. Powdered turmeric is actually still quite potent. So add this to the lemon water, put it in a blender, blend it until it's completely fine. You know, like a smoothie sort of, so to speak. A little bit thinner maybe. And then you pour it in ice trays and freeze it. So every morning you take out 2 cubes and put it in warm water. And that's how you drink your lemon water. So it's very, very simple. You have it all week ready because it's in your freezer. And it's you have the effects of the pectin and the fibers of the lemon water. They actually reduce your hunger feeling. And that's why I also recommend to you to let go of coffee, because coffee really is trying to, you know, it's taking over your day, so to speak. And if you let go of coffee, you will lose more weight. That's why the lemon water comes into place. Okay.
And don't think it's hard to get rid of the coffee. Trust me. I was a coffeeaholic and dropped it after literally 2 days. Haven't had any since.
Absolutely amazing. And you had headaches when you didn't have coffee.
I would get really sick within a couple of hours of waking up if I didn't have coffee in my system.
Yeah.
And I haven't had any since September.
Excellent.
So it's easy. You're scared now. Don't be nervous.
Yeah. So that's a great example that coffee, without us knowing it, is really taking over our day. Most of us get up and the first thing we do is brew the coffee. I mean, including myself, but I have trained myself to get off of coffee. So I can get on and off coffee without any issues anymore. So the important is that you control yourself, that you are able to get without coffee or with coffee without any issues.
What about green tea?
Green tea is fine. Yeah, I know green tea has some caffeine, but it's a fraction of that what you have in a cup of coffee.
What about decaf?
Well, decaf is yes, you can have decaf. Yes. Even though you do have some caffeine in there.
Okay. What are some suggestions to eat when eating dinner out?
Okay, great question. When I go, because I worked in a restaurant, because I'm a chef, I know how a chef is thinking when he gets the order in from those damn vegetarians and vegans. um, not every chef is fond of them, but more and more chefs really seeing the opportunity there to make some great dishes. When I go to the restaurant and I look at the menu, the first thing I do is I look at all the side dishes. Meaning, let's say you have a steak. It comes with mashed potatoes and spinach. Bang. That's the first thing I see, spinach. Obviously, they're going to cook it with butter, but I can tell them to cook it without butter. So spinach is the first one. Then I look at all the other dishes. Then I see maybe eggplant, asparagus, what else? Brussels sprouts right now, cabbage, broccoli. There's a lot of things are being served with the foods. I'm going to note them mentally. And then I go all the way to the bottom where they have the sides, which they sell for an arm and a leg for $6 a portion, which is a ripoff. But I look at those and then I choose. For instance, if they have, what could it be? Potatoes or brown rice, or if they have those things, this will be one side order for me. And then let's say they have asparagus, so that's another side order. But then everything else what I see on the menu, mushrooms, spinach, peppers, onions. I know everyone has onions and garlic, so I'm going to tell the waiter, hey, ask your chef if he can do a vegetable stew with onion, garlic, mushrooms, peppers. If you have beans, put some beans in, and then make it nice and tasty. Use as little oil as you can, because most chefs don't know how to cook without oil. It's very difficult for them to do that unless they are vegan chefs or whole food plant-based chefs. But someone who's trained in classic French cuisine like me, oil or butter is just a must, and it's difficult for them to cook without. So I just said, cook with little oil as possible, and then I let them make a stew and have them serve this with rice or boiled potatoes, broccoli, asparagus. So I get a big meal, and even if I have to pay $20 for it, but at least I get something healthy. So on the other hand is if you know the chef is reputable, that he likes to do vegan dishes or vegetarian, ask the chef, hey, do you mind making anything for me? Whatever you want, just make it vegan, plant-based. Most chefs are very intrigued by doing so. When someone came to me to the kitchen and asked me, hey chef, can you make what can you make for me or surprise me? I surprised this guest. He would talk for months and years about this meal, because this is honoring the chef creativity. Mm-hmm. So if you do that, you literally, and the chef is not crazy busy with hundreds of dinners in there. So then it's a good idea to ask the chef, hey, do you mind making something for me? And that's a great way to get a really good meal.
Yeah. Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Debbie wants to know if you're putting powdered turmeric in with the lemons when you make your lemon water ice cubes.
Yes. Yeah. I use a lot of turmeric in my food and also for breakfast. So it doesn't matter what I eat, like let's say I eat my guacamole and hummus bread in the morning. I always pour turmeric on it, black pepper, some cayenne, and I like to maybe make a salsa, tomato salsa or something, put it on top. I like this kind of breakfast food. It's just I like it. I'm a I'm a breadaholic, so to speak. I love good bread,
And
but
you make it really well. Okay, how do you get off of sugar? Other than eating all these healthy vegetables and fruits that we all eat and don't need sugar anymore, but I'll let you answer it.
okay, yeah. It's really you supplement sugar with dates. There's actually date sugar out there. There is if you have to have your sugar, use a little bit of maple syrup or agave syrup. You can do that. But what I want you to do is when you start the challenge, reduce your sugar slowly. If you really have a really sweet tooth, use a little bit of sugar. I'm not regular sugar. I'm talking about um, a little maple syrup or date sugar, or just chop some dates. Let's say if you make a muffin, right now, when I bake a cake, I hardly put any sugar in, and you get used to it. I just pour a few maybe cranberries in or a few chopped dates, and that does the trick. It's sweet enough for me at least, and I have a sweet tooth, so it's all it's all in our head, and it's literally an addiction, and we all have those food addictions, but you can get off of it. You definitely can get off of it.
Okay. Do you have any natural suggestions for acid reflux? And we did have another member say that after following your food plan, she no longer has acid reflux.
Yes,
So
so
other than following your plan, what else you got?
that is fantastic, because one statement answers the question.
I love it. Yep.
Isn't that perfect? So, but one more thing: eat your last meal 3 hours before you go to sleep. Very important, because you don't want to go with a full stomach into bed. So I see Pamela, if you or Valerie, if you would like to go, then I can take you off the screen again, if you don't mind.
Pardon me?
You're still live on here. If you need to go, you can. I mean, you're welcome to stay.
Oh, okay. No,
It's up to you. It's
no,
up to
that's
you.
fine.
Okay, great. I don't want you to be uncomfortable also.
No, I was waiting for you to answer my grape question.
Yeah, that's my next one.
Because I can't get I just bought red grapes even before I'm looking at the shopping list,
Yes, yes.
and it says red grapes, and I'm thinking, oh, I don't know what they're coated with, but I can't even eat them. It's just
No?
I don't know how to wash them to get that outer coating off the grapes.
Somebody
You
said
gotta-
feedback.
You have to buy organic. I didn't say organic grapes.
I thought they were. I mean, on the ones I bought, I thought they were, but
Yeah.
they may not have been.
Okay.
But then I think Chuck, maybe I was responding to what he said. Mention kosher salt and rinse it around in kosher salt. I've never tried it, so
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, I guess I never had an issue with this. When you buy organic grapes, they're usually pretty clean. You just have to rinse them, and that's it, because they're not allowed to use pesticides.
Maybe I grabbed the wrong ones.
When I do them, I usually hold them in between my hands. I'm trying to find my camera. And I do this as I'm in the water.
That's what I do too. Yeah.
It helps because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
I just kind of rub them as I go.
Yeah, but you see, when you go on a vineyard, for instance, when you see the grapes there, they have a real gray shimmer on top of it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
but that was on a vineyard where they don't spray pesticides. So some grapes, like Concord grapes, they look like that. They look incredible, but that's how they look.
So the gray is normal then, the grayish thing on
Yeah.
because it just didn't taste right. So
Okay. No. Then that maybe it was the pesticide. Yeah.
oh, okay.
I have no idea. I mean, I cannot tell. This is something. Maybe you have to investigate where you got those from.
I probably grabbed the wrong one. So.
Okay.
There's a vegetable wash you can use. Vegetable dish liquid, so to speak. Vegetable, how you call it,
Oh,
cleaning
okay.
liquid. You can use that. We use those in a restaurant. We pour them in a bowl. It's diluted with water, of course, and you pour your vegetables in there, and you soak them for maybe a minute, and then you take them out and you rinse them. That removes all debris and I don't know, chemical.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. What are your thoughts on sea moss gel?
Say again.
Sea moss gel.
I hear an
I
echo.
know that somebody's got feedback.
Pardon me?
Somebody's got feedback. I don't know who it is.
Someone has on the Facebook on and the live. That's why. No?
I don't know what it is. I'm alone. I've got nothing on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Could that be
Linda?
yeah. It sounds like a chime on a clock.
Yeah.
Valerie. It was Valerie, so I just knew.
Valerie, you're in trouble.
Hello, Valerie.
I can't do anything about the clock.
Okay, no worries. Nobody knows what it was. Okay, great.
So sea moss gel.
Sea moss gel.
Yeah. I have no idea what it is. Stephanie, give me more information.
You got me there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I have to research that.
Okay, that was Stephanie asking. Okay, what about stevia? Is it okay to use it and or the liquid stevia?
No, it's not okay.
No. Okay.
You should not be using any artificial sweetener. You can use agave or maple syrup, but no other sweetener. But you shouldn't be, if you put it in your tea or coffee, no way. You should not be using any sugar in your tea or coffee. It's really, I cannot. It's too noisy here. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody's got something on. A TV, something. Oh, now it's better.
Yeah, I just muted Jackie.
Oi.
You're in trouble. Shame on you.
It's okay. Just unmute yourself if you want to speak.
Okay. What if you can't afford organic? Since we do the organic.
You buy regular. But keep in mind when you do your lemon water, I recommend at least peeling off the first layer. Leave the white on, but peel off the first layer, and then use as discussed earlier.
Okay.
And any other, you see, it's very important that you get your vegetables, whether they're organic or not. So that's important that you get your veggies. So organic is important, but if I know they're expensive, and believe me, I don't always buy organic. It's, if I see organic is through the roof, then I don't buy it. This is sometimes it's also a sign that certain foods are out of season. So I would recommend, if you want to buy organic foods, buy them frozen. That they're cheaper this way, because frozen foods are being harvested during the season and then frozen. That's why they're cheaper. So if you buy, let's say you go now in a supermarket, you will find blueberries there. There's nowhere you can find blueberries. We're in the 30s right now. So when but you find blueberries in the frozen section, right? So from that point of view, and I do have berries on my menus, but limited. and I always say frozen. And when we go into the spring season and into the summer season, those menus going to be off the hook. You're going to see those menus going to be really, really beautiful.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The squash on the menu.
Yeah.
Is there a substitute if I can't find it? I've never had that kind, but.
Delicata?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You can use any squash you want. Any squash. Doesn't matter.
Can you describe the flavor of that squash?
Very mild. Very, very mild flavor. Mild. Meaning it's almost like I don't want to say like a zucchini, but it's a little stronger than a zucchini. But hold on, let me. Yes, Valerie?
Yeah, I think it's sweet.
Yes.
I roast it, and it is just a wonderful, mild, sweet flavor.
Yeah. Thank you. That's true. So.
Do you peel that first, or
no, because it's too delicate. You can eat the whole food, the whole.
Oh, yum yum.
Okay. Is there seeds in that?
Yes. You just gotta peel it out with a spoon. I mean.
Okay.
So milder than a butternut?
Sweeter.
Just
sweeter, and it's more tender. It's easy to slice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
you're
exciting.
absolutely right. I find, to be honest, I don't like to cook too much with butternuts because they're dangerous to cut. They're so hard. Your knife could slip off, and I'm really, I have a few dishes on the in the recipes, but it's really just here and there I'd like to feature them. But the delicata is, as the name says, very delicate and very easy to cook. Very easy.
Yeah, rutabaga is hard to cut.
Yes.
Butternut squash was a dream compared to that.
Yeah, but at least they're you're right. Yeah.
Okay. Sylvia, I can tell you that honey is from an animal, so we don't do animal products. So I'm going to say no. Chef, correct?
Correct. Yeah. If I may say a little bit about bees.
Yes.
When I first started to become a vegan, I didn't do it because of the bees, but when I looked into it, why vegans don't eat bees, it really opened my eyes, and since then I have investigated a little bit more into honey, why we shouldn't be eating honey. First of all, honey is a commodity. It's a commodity just like oranges or anything else. If you look at the Wall Street market, for instance, and if you would look into it or ask people who deal with honey, this is a cutthroat business. Cutthroat. And there's countries who make honey and sell it as a very expensive honey, I don't have the name in my mind right now, but there are some very expensive honeys, and they punch them and they try to sell them as such. So the market is very, very competitive when it comes to honey. On top of that, all these almond growers in California, they're exporting bees from New York and the eastern area, from the East Coast. So by taking these bees and literally relocating them to California just to be among the almonds, this is actually what kills our bees. So when we eat honey, we literally taking their food away, because a bee produces honey for their queen. That's the only reason why a bee produces honey. A bee produces honey for their queen. Obviously, they feed off the honey too, but this is just how bees work. And by taking their food away, we're literally killing them off. Even though there's a lot of sustainable bee colonies out there, but when we when we take the bees and relocating them, bees dying off, because bees should be in an environment where you have flowers, where you have plants, different kind of environment, different kind of how you call it, plants, so to speak. That's how a bee thrives. A bee goes on a rose. It goes on wherever, on fruit trees. It goes on tulips, everywhere, and that's what a bee needs. But not only almonds. So there is literally, we're killing bees in the thousands, and if we don't have any more bees, I would say humans cannot survive without bees. Cannot, because bees are the ones who are pollinating everything. So from that point of view, it's very, very important to save the bees. Okay, that's it.
Okay, Jody is saying that she's looking for a new chef's knife. So much prep, and hers are no longer the best. She's looking for something higher quality. What brand do you recommend or prefer?
Oh, good question. There's obviously the German companies, Dreizack, Zwilling. There is Global is very good. I'm not sure if Global is a Japanese, but there are some Japanese knives. I don't know their names, but they're very good knives. I would say the steel is very important when you buy a knife. German steel is known to be one of the best for knives. They last the longest. And when you buy a chef knife, you want to make sure that the weight is good. That, when you cut, that, it's not too flimsy. There's plenty of knives or chef's knives now, which are being sold by, what's it called? Cuisinart? Cuisinart, yeah. They look really good, but no, they're not the real chef knives. Just keep in mind they're very, very sharp, and you have to really focus when you cut. I always said, I haven't cut myself in 25 years now, but the first few years I cut myself a lot, and I always have said to the cooks I have trained, there's two incidents, or two there's two, how you call this? There's two scenarios where you can cut yourself. You think about a woman, or you think about money. That's for men. I'm talking about men now. So maybe it's the opposite for women, but I don't know. So that I'm telling you, these are the two scenarios why young cooks cut themselves. Guaranteed. The one is thinking about getting a raise, cut. Or thinking about her, their girlfriend. That's it. So, but, as a family, obviously we cut ourselves because we're not focused. So it's very, very important. These knives are sharp. They're not forgiving. You just touch the skin and you cut it. So you gotta be careful. Okay.
Can you substitute lima beans for fava beans?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I figured, yeah. All right. Deb is asking that we post the names of the brands of knives that you just mentioned, but I didn't write them down. So if you can do that.
You know what? I can post them in the
challenge.
In the challenge, yeah.
Okay. Because we only have one of them on the website, so. Yeah.
So I'm gonna add them to the preparation. Or I can also post it there, or
okay.
Yeah, I'll put a link to it.
Are we going to have another knife skill lesson session?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Why not?
So I would say we'll do one during the challenge. I always throw in some extra learning sessions, one maybe in a challenge, and then obviously for all the members who have joined, I do another session or a different session. Stacey, I always, come up with
Yep.
something.
Even if members have, like, the knife skills, I think came from a member, if I remember correctly. If
Yes.
you have something that you want to learn or question or ask about, Chef will do a live and we'll all sit and watch him and learn whatever that is. He's super flexible that way. So, yes.
No, it's also very important when we cook and someone doesn't have the knife skills, then you really are in danger of cutting yourself. So if I can show you how to cut, it's much better. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying that you will learn it right away, but it takes some time. It took me years to cut without cutting myself. I mean, I cut all my little, edges of my fingers, not edges, but my, where the knife is sliding up, along the fingers. But we will do that. I saw another question here. A good German knife.
Yeah, what should you spend? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, my knives used to cost between $50 and $80 one knife. So, but it's all. I think they have gotten a lot cheaper. I will post some, which I think are very good.
Okay. Do you have a suggestion for a spiralizer brand?
Say again? I'm sorry.
A spiralizer?
Yes.
Do you have a suggestion for what brand?
Which one to buy?
Yeah.
Just buy anyone in a supermarket. That's fine. Or you can order it online. They're all doing a pretty good job. So I can post it too. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, it's not on here either. Okay.
Let me write it down before I forget.
This is what I love about the group. This is what I love about Chef. It stops everything and says, let me write that down and see what kind of spiralizer. And, wait a minute, I have to schedule a knife session. And, they wanted to do plant-based, so let me do that. And it's like, sometimes I have to say, I think, Chef, we think you have nothing to do. And we just, so... but thank you, and it's the best money I've ever spent. It's the best money I've ever spent.
Yep.
Oh, that's so nice.
About me gaining my weight back. Oh, it was a stress time. It was a stress, thing. It all started with an icy, and which was bad. I knew it, but I was mad, and I was determined to get back at whoever. So it had nothing to do with your program at all. I'm finding a hard time eating everything that's out there. I'm thinking I must not be doing something right because I can't eat all of the food. And you're saying that's part of the gut changing and part of your body getting used to that. And I'm not the poster child of success. I've had my successes during the challenge, but I have seen a big difference in my sleeping habits when I was on the program. Well, I'm on it again, but when I was doing the right thing, and then when I got off, it was just like someone punched me in the gut. I mean, it just, I could tell my body was reacting. Yeah. And so thank you. And I'm rambling, but that's okay.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, I remember when you had issues with the beans and stuff, and we were trying to figure out what can we do. And I'm so glad to hear that everything has worked out. For many people, if you haven't been eating too many beans, it's just a matter of getting used to it, because our microbiome is full of billions of bacteria, And when we have eaten a lot of dairy before, then you have these kind of bacteria. So for instance, if I eat a piece of meat, I cannot digest it properly because I don't have the enzymes anymore. So it stays in my intestines like a stone. And it's, like other people say, it's a food baby. It's just, oh my goodness. So that's what it is. And that's why I try to eat, my veggies, and it's just works out great. Okay, so did we needed to explain anything else about the challenge? I know there might be some other listeners who wanted to know anything about the challenge. I hear myself. Someone has. I hear myself in the computer. I don't know why this is. No. Okay. But yeah. So again, do you have any more questions, Stacey?
No.
Okay.
I mean, to another example of how chef is not just here for food. Greg actually asked if your roof has been fixed.
I know. I saw it, but thank you so much. That's so nice. Yes, it's fixed. It's fixed. Thank you. It was fixed yesterday, actually. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Shirley's asking if there's a substitute for mushrooms.
Eggplant.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a sort of a similar consistency. It's brown. It's a little mushy, but it has a different, texture to it, different flavor. But I know mushrooms is, some people like it, some people love it. I love it. And to me, sometimes I believe many of us have been introduced to mushrooms the wrong way. And you know what it is? We have been introduced to canned mushrooms. Canned mushrooms are swammy, like a swamp, how you call it, like a sponge. And so that's why people hate them. And even if you cook mushrooms, if you do not saute them, they stay spongy. And I know that my son, he never liked them. And when I introduced them to my type of mushrooms, that they need to be caramelized, so they taste actually good, that's when he started to eat mushrooms. Okay, good question here, Jacqueline, no? About vegan meats. Yeah, that's why we do our SOAPA free lifestyle, and vegan meat is just processed food. Okay, okay. I just wanted to, I guess we have covered everything. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows, for those of you who came late, that we have the 50% of the group coaching. I hate to sell right now, but I just wanted to let you know, all members get 50% off the group coaching, which is, I thought it's a great value. Everyone who joins the challenge, I give away a 15-minute coaching. Some of you already have taken advantage of it, and I have really enjoyed the coaching sessions with you. The first 10 people who sign up today or tomorrow get 2 30-minute free coaching.
Wow.
Yeah, so that will pay for itself, in my opinion, and you really get something out of it, because I never stick to my 30 minutes. That's my downfall. I take my time, and I want to make sure that you get the best possible value out of it. I haven't even talked about myself, but I guess you all know what happened. I'm going through my agenda, what I need to talk about. But you know what I've done and why I created Eat Like a Vegan Chef. Um, Important is that we all have a New Year's resolution, and I think the 28-day challenge is the right way to go. Um, yeah, so I guess I don't have much to say. For all those of you who are watching me on YouTube, don't forget to, if you like this video, just click the like button, subscribe to my channel. That will help me grow, and click the bell, which is whenever I go live, you will be notified if you like the video, especially when I go live every Thursday. That's the same with Facebook. If you would like to be notified, just go in the settings in Facebook or in YouTube and click the notification bell. Then you will always know when I go live. Because believe me, when the challenge starts, I get a lot of emails. Chef, where are you? I don't see you. That's because they don't get notified. Once you get notified from Facebook, you can never miss a live stream. Then it's your choice to tune in or not. Okay.
Remember, if you're going to sign up for the challenge, you have till midnight tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's it. After tomorrow night, it's done.
Don't get busy with New Year's and forget. Do it now.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of things to be done to prepare for the challenge, and I want everyone to get ready for the challenge, because I know from previous challenges there's a lot of anticipation, and if we're not ready, it's completely overwhelming. Not only for me, but for the challengers as well.
Now, did you talk to, I think, about, the batch cooking? It's best to have most of your things chopped and all of that ahead of time. Have you talked about that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you would like to, if you would like to join me on my batch cooking, I recommend that you cut all your onions. I mean, not all your onions, but cut one onion, a few garlic cloves. What else we have? If there's carrots in there and little things, cut them so we can start cooking. It's so much easier, so you don't have to scramble when I start to cook.
So in the recipes, though, you say minced, sliced, large dice, or you tell us about how to do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell you how to do that. But usually I keep my dices always the same size. So it's either slice or dice. I never really do a different dice size in the cooking, just to make it easier for everyone.
I didn't know if anyone was new and they were inquiring or asked about it. So
You're right. You're absolutely right. You have a point there, and it's really important. If you want to cook with me, along with me, then it's a good idea to prep. But I think what I'm going to do is, I'm glad you brought it up, Pamela, that maybe I make a little list of what items you should cut before we start the batch cooking. That's a good idea. So,
Wouldn't you just see that knowing the recipes?
yeah, you see it, but remember there are some people who cannot cook, and there are some members who are excellent cooks, and there are some who cannot cook.
Okay.
I have a question since you're closing up, but I had a question about the eggplant. The way I ate eggplant as a kid was, it was always fried. My parents always fried it, so battered and fried it. But do you take some of the seeds out? Does that slow down the mushiness, or the seeds are what's supposed to stay in there? Does it depend on the dish, or?
You're talking about eggplant?
Eggplant, yes.
But there are not many seeds in there.
Yeah, there's not. I just remember the center being really soft, and I didn't know if that was, sometimes you take the seeds out of the zucchini,
Yes.
do things. I didn't know if it was similar for the eggplant. So
Not really. Then if you get a lot of seeds, then your eggplant is getting old.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can still eat it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it doesn't look too appetizing, but you can still eat it. Yeah.
That may have been what happened when we picked them from the garden. Then that could have been it.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. If they were too long on the branch.
Probably.
Yeah, that can happen. I know that Karen had emailed me earlier today, and I think she was asking for the meal planner and the shopping list. Stacey.
Yep, I'm on it.
Okay. And I had sent her a copy of the meal planner and the shopping list. So, but I guess she wants to know where to find the recipes. No.
Karen, I'm gonna messenger you when we're done.
Okay. Cool.
Just easier to put it all there.
Okay. She said she got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. So it's very important to me that everyone who joins the challenge, or all the members, that you know where to go, what to do, and that you are aware of what we are trying to do with the challenge. Very, very important that we all on the same page. That's why we have these Q&As. That's why, and we always, I mean, there will not be as long as this one today. So when we go in the challenge, they're going to be a lot less, maybe just an hour max, I think. It depends how many questions we have. But so
Shirley, a good tip for everyone. If you are going to batch cook, it's a good idea to either print or just have the recipe in front of you so it's easier to follow along.
Absolutely.
And write notes. And remember that those videos are recorded. So if you miss something or need to reference it another time, it's going to be posted.
Yeah. What I usually do is when I batch cook, I bring up all my recipes on my screen. And I have a large laptop, so I can bring it in my kitchen. And whatever recipe I'm working on, I have this up next to my live stream. So I always have a reference to the recipe. So just in case you have a question, I can refer to it. But it helps if you have all your recipes open up, and you can open them up in different windows. Meaning, so you open up 3 different windows, go to the recipe module and open up each recipe in a new window. So that case, you have all the recipes right there. And if we reference one, you can go there and check. But I usually work only on one recipe at a time. In the beginning, I talk about the recipes, and then I'll start cooking with one. And I always start with the one that takes the longest. My goal is always, and this is what I do, I try to train you the way a chef works. So when I usually, when I cook in a restaurant, let's say I have 8 burners, then I have 8 pots on the stove. That's how I cook. So that means I can cook for 200 people in an hour. Bang. That's it. That's how I cook. But that's the same way I'm trying to teach you, so that you don't stay on the stove for hours. I start with the one dish what takes the longest, put it on the stove, let it cook. Then I start the next one, it takes the second longest, put that on the stove or in the oven. So I always cook with 3 different things: an Instant Pot, or slow cooker, or pressure cook, oven, and the stove. So I have 3 different things where I cook with, and the advantage is that I can cook 3 things to the same time, and they're ready basically at the same time, because I start them in intervals. So I start, if I have to cook something in the oven for an hour, that goes in first. Then I cook whatever I have to do on the stove, and I put the food in the Instant Pot. If I do it on a pressure cook, that's done in 10 minutes, and I do this to the end. So I have 3 dishes basically ready in an hour. And that's what I'm trying to teach, including all the cooking techniques and, you know, how to get flavor into your meals. Because I do not cook with vegetable broth. Many of you cook with vegetable broth because it gives more flavor, but I'm challenging myself by cooking without vegetable broth, just with water. So, and just to get the right flavor. And I will teach you in the batch cooking how I do that. Okay. Do we have anything else? Okay. Yeah, then I would say thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, tell all your friends and family members if they want to join. Tomorrow night is the last day to join. We just want to get it out of the way, have everyone in before the end of the year because it's a New Year's resolution. If you want to join, come and join us and start the year of strong. I can promise you, you will have great results. Okay, let's see. Then I would say I wish all of you a very healthy, happy, and safe New Year. And so thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I'll see you Saturday, 3 p.m. for our opening ceremony. Okay, that's where we discuss everything in the library. We talk about the challenge. So we go just think about things which we need to know. There's a few people who don't know how to operate or how to navigate through the challenge, but I will go through the challenge, what we need to do. And so it's going to be very, very interesting because you're going to see all the other members who are there. It's a fun event. You don't want to miss it.
Yep.
No? And then Sunday, 4 p.m., batch cooking. Eastern time. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, please join us.
Yes. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. Happy New Year.
It's going to be fun. I look forward to it.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in the challenge. Okay. Good night, everyone. So I'm going to go offline. Thank you so much, everyone, from Instagram, from YouTube. Really appreciate it that you watched today. Any questions, you can log on to eatlikeaveganchef.com, get all the information there. I'll see you in the challenge. Bye.
Night.
Okay.